Today, first with the Mount, J.D. Cordelia, who's really got it going on here as of late.
Cordelia is playing some great basketball for the Mount right now. 3 straight games in double figures. His best stretch of the season, rebounding and finishing in the paint. Someone who's really shored up the interior for Dan Engelstadt's club.
And for Siena, let's take a look at Zach Tekin, the young Turkish guard.
Tekin was sensational the other night against Ryder. Completely controlled the game. Had some incredible finishes at the rim against the preseason league favorite Ryder. Career high in points with 23. U18 Turkish national team performer. He's somebody who's really getting better and better for Car Massarello's club. Team in blocks. He had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks against Manhattan. He's a young man who's really developed here for Dan Engelstadt early in this season in their deep front court.
Montgomery with a mid-range game.
Impact. Instant impact. You saw it the first play, checks in. Now he takes the flare, rips a baseline, one dribble pull up. This young man is special, folks, and he's just a freshman. He's an incredibly talented performer who played at Hargrave on a 44-2 team in his final season of prep basketball. Wow.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. Not good enough to get in the college football playoff, though.
I got to ask who made it. Here's Tekin, a little bit out of control, late in the shot clock jumper. Foul, which was his first.
Love Cordelia's stroke from the foul line. 88% from the foul line this year. And, I love saying this, but if I coach some big men who shot free throws like him, I might still be coaching today.
For Emejuru, double teamed and fouled. I think LeFew may have gotten him from behind. And Emejuru is a player that you want to force to earn it at the line, as he is 43% from the charity stripe this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to stand your ground in their post like Cordelia does. Yeah, you just don't want to get your hand caught in the cookie jar there if you're Dakota LeFew. Just surround him, keep your hands up. The odds that it's coming back out are fairly low. And now the big fella steps to the line.
And the left-hander is short on the first attempt.
Going to the portal and getting winners is really important. You don't want to go and bring in the wrong players to your program. I thought Car Massarello and his staff did a good job getting this big fella. He didn't play a ton at Sam Houston State, but they won a ton of games. 27-9 in the WAC over his 2 seasons. He saw what toughness and competition looks like at that school. So now he comes to Siena looking for an opportunity, playing the best basketball of his career, averaging 11-5.
And we got a whistle. There's a wet spot on the floor. It's 32-16.
Yeah, Eva Garu had a great game against Ryder. 14 points, 8 rebounds for the freshman from Ontario, Royal Crown Secondary School. And I tell you what, having coached in the MAC, there have been some nights where I needed some Crown Royal after the games because the headaches that this league poses. And, that's nice for them to see an ability to get in the paint on balance and finish for a young man who he's averaging 8 and 6. Those are great freshman numbers. Playing through mistakes, that's what every young player wants. And he's just got to get going. You got to go for broke, play hard, attack on balance like that, finish in the paint, especially if you don't have any 3-ball options. As Jeff Clark comes over here, he's not talking to me, though. He's talking to someone else in the front row.
Now big for the Mount. Well, Mount St. Mary's on top by 10. Final media timeout of the first half. The Mount trying to get their first ever win against Siena.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they've only played 7 times in history, now both in the MAC, the beginning of a long partnership in the MAC, we hope. You just hope that conference realignment doesn't take one of these teams to the Big West Conference or the Mountain West. I mean, my goodness. But, yeah, 2 programs with good history. You've seen them in the NCAA tournament, now in the same league, playing here at Knott Arena in Emmitsburg today. But the beginning of a beautiful relationship between these two.
Now, welcome back to Knott Arena, Emmitsburg, Maryland, alongside Martin Bahar. My name is Adam Pohl. This is the 8th all-time meeting, Martin, between the two, and as we know, it has been very nip and tuck the last few years.
Absolutely. 2 buzzer beaters the last 2 years between these two. I'm just sitting here trying to process how they've only played 8 times in history. So close to one another, about 70 minutes away from each other. The Mount leads the series 5-2. 2 local teams who have both been to the NCAA tournament at some point the last 3 seasons. Can't say enough about the job Dan Engelstadt's done as the Mount has adjusted to the MAC, winning 8 games in a level-up league. And then you talk about Kenny Blakeney, the job he's done at Howard, going from 4 wins to 22 in 4 years, unreal.
Yep, it's one of the most unique stories in collegiate basketball. From Harvard to Ohio State, multiple years of injuries, and now wrapping up his career at Howard.
Absolutely. In his 8th year of college, missed 2 seasons at Harvard after being the Ivy League Player of the Year, gets a degree from Harvard, goes back home to Columbus to Ohio State, misses 2 seasons there after playing once, and now granted clearance by the NCAA to play here at Howard in his 8th year of eligibility, averaging 13 and 7 for Kenny Blakeney. A true testament to resilience and resolve for this young man. You see that big knee brace?
Yes.
He's had knee issues, back issues, fighting through it. Now taking, according to Coach Blakeney, PhD level and master's level courses at Howard, just doing great things in the Howard community, and has a great attitude after going through so much.
Yes.
We just love to see that from the young future of America here.
Such perseverance. As here's the dribble drive. Well, we're tied up here at 10 apiece as we return to Knott Arena. And how about Dallas Hobbs, the freshman? Look at the game, Martin, that he had at Georgetown.
Tremendous showing. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists at Georgetown on November 18th. Only the 3rd player since 2010 for the Mount to have a 10-10-5 game. This young man has stepped his game up as a freshman, played for Jermaine O'Neal at Dynamic Prep, and he has been dynamic, hasn't he?
Good. And we're going to overtime at Knott Arena. Oh my goodness.
Hold on, let me just lift my jaw up from the floor. What execution, Adebayo!
And Dan Engelstad saying that is a foul on the Adebayo dunk.
But how on earth does Jelani Williams get loose down court? He had a chance at the rim. I just can't believe what I just saw. First, the sideline out of bounds execution, turning the corner. Adebayo has grown up ages here today. A stunning performance from the big man.
We're going to take a break. We're back with overtime after this.